Hi everyone, welcome to yet another episode of the unofficial, official science of Foodgasm. In this episode, we'll talk about tingling food porn and the poor turkey. So under tingling food porn, we're going to discuss what food porn is, where can we find it, and some of its impacts. So food porn or gastroporn are exaggerated visual and or audio representations of food or food preparation, and they deliver pleasurable sensory experiences through sight and or sound without smell, touch and taste, because different parts of our brains react to the images and construct the taste, touch and smell of the food with the available cues. Even plain words can deliver the experience. We get a portion of the experience, but we are not actually performing the act of eating, therefore porn. It is related to visual hunger, an evolutionary reflex where looking at tasty food alone feels rewarding. And because also foraging is linked to vision, we always evaluate any food visually before eating it. And our brains always direct us to look forward to that elusive next meal. So where can we find food porn? Its propagation was fueled by social media, where followers of an account will digitally graze on the food, be it images or videos of food or food preparations. Advertisements play a huge role in this as well. And if a picture speaks 1,000 words, then a video would almost bring something to life. I believe the ultimate form of food porn is video recipe, because it satisfies our need of audio-visual stimuli, our curiosity of food preparations, our craving for instruction, and it also acts as a form of compensation for not cooking. So the majority of video recipes are available on YouTube. And below here are some examples of video recipe channels. Watching these videos is certainly a pleasant experience. But while watching them, have you ever felt nice and calm? Or a tingling static-like sensation running down the back of your head and neck? Don't worry, it's called Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, or ASMR. It's really popular on YouTube because it's a somewhat unexplained reflex that we exhibit when we hear crisp, gentle sounds like that of rain or whisper, or see gentle, smooth, slow and fluid movements, or feel forms of personal attention. And yes, there are ASMR videos for cooking as well. So one might ask, is ASMR synesthesia? In this case, a stimulated modality will be audio-visual stimulus, nice pictures of food or videos of food preparation. And for the concurrent, the tingling sensations are delivered through tactile sensory modality, and the feeling of calm is emotion. And researchers have found out that tactile concurrents of ASMR are more tangible than those of synesthesia. So ASMR from food porn can be considered a form of audiovisual emotional synesthesia. And now let's discuss some negative impacts of food porn. So food porn can be found on the social media feeds, YouTube channels and advertisements, and even food packaging. And it was revealed that such food cues can evoke a desire to eat, even in the absence of hunger, therefore increasing consumptions of whatever food that is around us. And in America, food information derived from digital media influences over 70% of the food-related decisions. Now if we look at what's been shared on YouTube, we will find that most of the food are high energy foods, and it was also found out that high fat food images motivate human behavior more effectively than those low fat food images. So in a sense, cooking shows, food advertisements and social media feeds contain images of high energy foods that offer a substitute source of pleasure. That's food porn, and indirectly promoting overconsumption and gratification. So food porn frames the food featured as desirable, and that it is also desirable for us to eat the food featured. And there's an erasure pattern of the void in that healthiness of the food is usually omitted. But by the same token, researchers could make use of this to promote healthier eating. But in the short term, unhealthy food is here to stay. Wait, is that a turkey? Why is a turkey named after a country? To answer that question, let's now head on to the poor turkey. Why is the turkey poor? Where did it come from? Why is it called turkey? So you might be wondering, why do we name a game bird after a country? Go back to the 16th century and we call it turkey cock or cock of Ind. And if we take a look at the names of Turkey in other languages, it might not be so similar. However, if we go back to the 16th century again, the names share a lot of similarities in that they point to India, Calicut, Turkey, or even Africa, because the poor turkey had been mistaken as another bird. So where did it come from? Turkey as food is actually native to South Mexico, and by the 15th century, a vast number of domesticated turkeys can be found in the Aztec world. The story really revolves around the Portuguese spice trade in Calicut, India. On their way to India, the Portuguese had established colonies, and on their way back to Antwerp to trade, the Portuguese had not only brought spices from Calicut, but feathers, ivory, and birds from Africa and the New World, including the turkey. To add a twist to the story, since the 15th century, the English and the French had already been importing a bird from Ethiopia via Turkey called turkey cock, which is now called the guinea fowl. It looks like a small female turkey. But what really added to the confusion was the secrecy of the Portuguese navy. They did not want anyone else to know where they got the goods from. And because the turkey resembled the guinea fowl, the old name of the guinea fowl, turkey cock, was mistakenly given to the bird from the Americas, and now we just call it turkey. And that concludes our episode on tingling food porn and the poor turkey. Here are the references that made this episode possible. And that's all folks, see you guys next time. Ciao!